Hi, I'm Corti, Director of Youth and Family Ministry at Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd in Seminole, Florida. It's an honor to be with you today. Today in Luke and Lent, we are focusing on chapter 14, and as with almost every other day, there is a lot going on. The chapter begins with Jesus going to share a meal at the home of a prominent Pharisee, and as you can imagine, he was surrounded by and being watched closely by the Pharisees and other experts in the law. Have you ever invited someone to a party and a friend or an acquaintance comes in and has tips for you on how to decorate your home better or how a better way to cook the food that you served or an idea for a nicer wine than the one that you provided? It sounds to me like Jesus was a bit like that kind of guest. He first gave the Pharisees a lesson in healing on the Sabbath and then on the seating arrangements at the dinner table. But Jesus was making a point about humbling yourself and about serving those who cannot repay you. He went on to tell the Pharisees who should have been invited to the meal, but again to make a point about who is worthy. Have you ever tried to spend an entire party talking to people you don't know? I like meeting new people, but I also appreciate the comfort of the familiar. I gravitate towards the people I know for my own comfort. But I often think of this story and how I imagine Jesus would spend a party talking only to those who walked in alone or those standing quietly in a corner. And then Luke moves on. Jesus is talking to a large crowd about the cost of being a disciple. This is where things get big. What does it mean to be a disciple? What is the commitment? What is Jesus saying? Being a disciple takes sacrifice. That much is clear. While I don't pretend to know exactly what Jesus meant, I doubt he meant you actually had to hate your family to be a disciple of Jesus. I think Jesus was trying to explain the sacrifice it takes to be a follower of Christ. Today I asked our music director about piano lessons, and he helped me see the commitment it takes. First, you need a piano, which new can cost about $1,500 for a decent upright, and then you have the cost of lessons at about $30 an hour, and that's weekly at least. And piano books can cost you about $20 for each book at the music store. That alone is a big financial commitment, but it comes with other commitments too. Piano teachers would like you to practice for at least 30 to 60 minutes a day. And then there is the sacrifice of giving up other things you might want to do while you are at piano lessons, or because you're so financially tied to your new piano that you don't have other options. It is similar to becoming a disciple of Christ. You make commitments to live your life a certain way, perhaps to attend church and the events that make your church a loving community. You might also give financially to your church or to organizations which support God's work in the world. And you might find there are times you have to give up other activities to attend church. Learning to play the piano is very rewarding and, in my opinion, well worth the sacrifices and the commitment. Being a disciple, although I fall short all the time, is well worth the sacrifices and commitment too. I hope today you think about what it means to be a disciple of Christ, to humble yourself at the table, to invite the marginalized to the table, and the commitment and the sacrifice it takes to truly follow Jesus. Peace to you today. Amen.